Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here, and welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Battle Chronicle video. And today we are here to take a look at Aphrodite and Harmonia, and we are going to be reviewing them for one, and number two, we're also going to be taking a look at the optimal scene cards, and along with that, the optimal battle items that you can use with these units. Now, of course, I do apologize if I sound a little bit rough and if I do sound a little bit dazed. I am seriously feeling unwell, which I don't know how it's happened. Midway through the last night's stream, I started just sneezing and coughing terribly so and my throat has been very itchy. So I do apologize if I do sound really bad, and also if I do, mute the mic a little bit here and there to sneeze and stuff. I will try and make sure that cuts happen when I do that, of course, but I do apologize if I also am dazed a little bit and I say the wrong thing. I will try and correct myself in the comment section if you guys have any questions or anything. So make sure to leave your own comments as well, your own suggestions as well, because there might be some things I forget as well. And of course, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, remember to leave a like down below, and of course subscribe to the channel for more content. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say about these two units as well, because I genuinely think that these are the best units in the game right now. Like, by far and away, if there's anything to splurge your load on, it's this banner. Honestly, it is really this banner. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Earth Bell was great. I think, Wind Bell's great. They're great DPS units, but the thing with DPS units is that they, in my opinion, are a bit easier to power creep, and it's a bit rare for support units to get power crept on. We've seen this even in Danmachi actually as well, right? If you take a look at Danmachi, when we started getting supports like OG Haruhime didn't really get replaced until the 4th anniversary, and then after the 4th anniversary, it was only a year later, exactly a year later, with Season 4's release, that we got another replacement. And even then, still, the 4th anniversary one was being used quite heavily so. And then finally, they only replaced it when the game was about to end with Hero Festa Haruhime. So basically, Haruhime's just dominated Danmachi, but the idea was that all the Haruhime supports were pretty much very good and were always very usable, even towards the end of the game as well. Like, you would get a free Haruhime in the story, the original Haruhime, and she'd help you get through so much of the content because of how good she was. And I think Harmonia is the same here. I mean, the original Haruhime in this game as well, the Wind Haruhime, is still one of the best units in the game. Like, she might drop down a tier just because of Harmonia's release, but honestly, I doubt it as well, to be honest, because I think they're both going to be like the upper echelons. But Harmonia is a must summon just for that purpose. And not only that, Harmonia is a all-in-one unit, in my opinion. She is the definition of an all-in-one unit. Now, while she may not be a main DPS unit, I do think with her abilities and everything, she's a very good sub DPS unit for sure. Her normal attack is very powerful. We've known this because of the fact that it uses Echirare to basically increase damage, and then along with that, at A4, she effectively gets the multiplier of a normal DPS unit on her normal attack, which is insane. So her normal attacks are very powerful and capable of even holding their own in obviously normal situations. So if you're trying to use her as a sub DPS, a very good option. And there's another part of her normal attack that I really like, and that's the consecutive hits. And I'll come on to that when we get into the game, because of course in the gameplay you'll see what I mean by those consecutive hits being super good. Her technique 1 is probably, in my opinion, her weakest element, in my personal opinion. It has an attack multiplier. It's able to heal, your allies and all that sort of stuff, right? And it's given HP regen and all, and it increases technique damage. But I just feel like it takes too long. The charge is way too long. And along with that, generally speaking as well, I feel like, I feel that it could have been a little bit better, in my personal opinion, the Illuminating Serenade. I think, just generally speaking, I don't know what they could have done to make it better, potentially giving a little bit more debuffs to the enemies on the hit, or potentially a little bit more buffs to all allies rather than only to herself. The technique damage is only to herself, and it's only for 3 seconds, which isn't the worst. Again, it helps out her technique, right? But I feel like her first skill is a little bit irrelevant in when you're using her, to be quite honest. I think that's the one thing to keep in mind. Her second skill is amazing, honestly. It's really strong, because it not only is a crowd control, it also has the bind capabilities that you get from Tione, of course, right? So you're able to effectively hold the enemy in position. And number 3, you also are able to debuff the enemy with the damage reduction. Now, of course, at A3, you also get the damage received increase to the enemy, which obviously helps her even more so. This is where I would say Asfi comes into play a little bit in Harmonia's kit. Right now, for me, when I look at Harmonia, she reminds me a little bit of like Water Lafia mixed with Haruhime, mixed with Tione, mixed with Asfi. And I think that's absolutely fantastic, honestly, to see such a immense unit available to the player base, you know. Ballad of Harmony is also a insane special move. This is the other technique you're going to use primarily. Low cooldown as well. 2000 cooldown is immense because, you know, Haruhime has 3000 cooldown, whereas Harmonia with only 2000 cooldown is ridiculous. Now, the only thing is that her special move is a field effect. It's not a continuous ongoing thing. Wherever you move you can get it. You have to be in the field to take advantage of the 60% damage increase at A1 and 39% wind damage increase. Of course, at A0 it's only a damage increase, and then you also get HUR stacks every 1 second for 10 seconds, which is really good. And then you can obviously stack the field multiple times, right? So Harmonia is very much a, I would say, primarily a support unit mixed with a little bit of sub DPS elements as well, thanks to her normal attack. Now, the one thing I will say in terms of her battle item usage and scene card usage, you are going to be playing a very interesting game in terms of like what you're going to be using, of course, right? So one thing I'm going to do is let's go into score attack, because I think that'll be the best place to go for us to have a quick look at everything. Not this, I want to go against Earth. Yes, this one. So with the scene cards, right, you could go in a very interesting way basically with her, right? For example, what I've done for my Harmonia, and this is what I've basically rocked for the test of strength fight that I did earlier on, I went for, effectively, we'll take a look at battle items in a moment. That's just me having some random ones for her at the moment. But for scene cards, I decided to go for Knight of Familiar Pride, Goddess at Work, and Bell and Hestia Celebration. Now, the first scene card, Knight of Familiar Pride, is effectively a action skill damage scene card. It basically allows you to get more technique damage. Your skills deal a little bit more damage. And since a lot of Harmonia's damage comes from her skills, this helps out massively. Now, the other side, Goddess at Work, is of course normal attack damage. This is also a very, very good scene card to have on her, and I think it'll be an excellent option for sure, because you're getting normal attack damage, a general damage increase. It's going to be pretty fantastic. And Bell and Hestia Celebration is a wind damage increase, so it's a very universal one. Now, the thing is, a lot of people will say, but Gale, doesn't she scale off intelligence, right? That's her whole MO, right? If you take a look at her skills and everything, right, it all scales off intelligence. And the thing is, right, it's not her damage that's scaling off intelligence, it's her healing abilities that scale off intelligence. Her attack is still strength and intelligence. And also, along with that, you are getting HUR stacks with her, and you're using HUR stacks to deal more damage. And so, in that sort of situation, well, ideally you would want more strength, right? What I would personally recommend is try and go for more neutral scene cards. That, I think, would be the best way to go. Another really good scene card I would say is Reach Out to Melody. Of course, you get 44% magic there, so it helps out, I suppose, with the obviously the healing side of things. But then you obviously miss out on the benefits of the HUR stacks. Now, of course, that's something to keep in mind, is the HUR stacks. Of course, you want to primarily use it on Bell, but if you're going to use Harmonia's normal attack damage, you probably want to lean in a little bit towards that as well. Along with that, you could also use things like the scene card and Bang, gives strength, 26% strength. Very solid there, of course, right? My Hero will be a very good scene card to have, not because of the damage you can get, but more so the ability to have her ultimate ready to go off rip, basically. Her special move ready to go off rip, allowing you to place it on the field immediately. So this scene card as well is going to be pretty good, Mischief in the Waves, because you get normal attack damage increase and also a strength bonus for either stats. So it helps out massively there, right? This, I'll Make You Win, actually, surprisingly, it's one of the featured scene cards in the banner, the Harmonia banner, but it also kind of works because you get a magic bonus from the passives, but you also get a strength bonus from the stats. So I guess there as well, you could say you get a little bit of supportability as well, right? It does help a little bit. Beyond that, I think when we do get the support version of this scene card, right? Activated when an adventurer possesses the support role, when in battle increases action skill damage to your unit. I think maybe it might be worth going for it for Harmonia. Now, this one is the speed one, so I think the next one should be defense, and then the month after that will be support. So we'd have to wait until November's scene card, if I'm not mistaken, for that one. So it's a bit of a while, but that is an option as well that you can look into. But yeah, I would say try and focus on getting primarily normal attack damage, action skill damage on Harmonia, because you may as well take a little bit of a aid from, of course, dealing a little bit more damage, of course, right? Because the heals are already going to be pretty strong enough, of course, right? I feel at least. And then along with that, of course, you're going to also have your battle items to support you as well. And of course, here I think there's a couple of options you can go for, right? Of course, I think the shield of the hero Cadmus is going to be really solid for her, especially considering it gives normal attack damage. It exceptionally will be beneficial for the likes of Harmonia as well, and all you need to do is just have that passive available to you, so it's going to be a really good option in that sort of situation, right? I don't think there's anything else attached to this one, right? I mean, yeah, like, look at this one. This is something you'd ideally want to get, basically, right? Magic, strength, and of course a normal attack damage increase. This is also pretty good. Of course, ideally you want to get multiple rainbows. I'm gonna have to keep farming that one to see what you can get, but yeah, you ideally want those top 3 for Shield of Hero primarily, right? The normal attack damage, magic, strength, basically, right? So that is one you could go for. Now the other ones you can go for, in all honesty, and I think this will be a fairly interesting selection you could go through, especially now that we're looking at more so just like alternatives in terms of like effectively, once you have this as your main one, which of course gives, what does the skill info do? So you get a 10% shield, 10% magic increase, and normal attack damage increase, and it's only one use, so kind of unfortunate in that sense, but still. Also, the other good thing is that they've finally made these event weapons actually applicable whenever you're in battle. You don't need to have used the weapon and stuff, so that's also something to keep in mind. The other weapons we're going to take a look at are weapons that you're probably going to have as stat sticks, or things that give you basically a little bit more characteristics, right? Like, for example, this one will give you strength and HP recovery, right? The one that I have on her, the one that I have here, the recovery potion from the Abyssal Exploration. You want to primarily look, I think, at the Abyssal Exploration weaponry right now, honestly, at this point, from here on out. You want to look at things like probably stuff like potentially the likes of Berserker Ring, which actually will be really good for her. I think Berserker Ring plus the Cadmus Shield will increase her normal attack damage insanely. You want to probably go for that, and not to mention the stats you get from Berserker Ring are insanely usable. 115 to both strength and intelligence is immense, so probably you want to go for Shield of Hero, Cadmus, and Berserker Ring. And then on the other side, you probably want to go for, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because you could go for a couple of things, right? You could go for Ushiwakamaru, plus 30, 58 here. But I think what I would probably recommend, if anything, is honestly, I think it's a bit difficult here, because I'm having a look right now, and I'm like not finding anything like that significant here. But I think maybe what you could go for, and this is a suggestion as well, is because of the way the rabbit earrings are in the game, right? Especially with the movement speed, and of course being able to move faster means you're going to be able to attack faster. With the normal attacks, you probably want to go for this, so that you can basically get, well, the movement speed, and along with that you will get obviously some other stats bonuses or whatever it is, and therefore you're able to attack a bit faster. Not only that, I will also add that we are also going to be getting some decent stats as well. HP, strength, intelligence, dexterity. It's not a crazy amount, but it's, I think, in my opinion, a solid amount nonetheless. You know, I think it'll be very, very solid, and I think you'll probably want to run something like this on her battle item set, in my opinion. This is what you want to run. Shield of Hero Cadmus replica, Berserker Ring, and of course the earrings. That's my personal 2 cents on what I think I would probably run on her. Go normal attack damage, you're gonna get a lot of performance out of her, especially if you're at A4. Ooh, I'm very much interested to see how she'll perform at A4, to be honest. I am very curious to see how she will perform at A4. Now, with Aphrodite, I think the best thing to say is that she is effectively like Hestia, Red Hestia, but better in a way, because while her cooldown is very high at 80 seconds, you are supporting the entire team, not just yourself like how Red Hestia does, and you're getting a 32.5% damage increase, 6.5% wind damage, and then on top of that you get normal attack damage, HP recovery, and of course the enemies get a damage received increase as well, which is excellent. At higher awakenings it's gonna get better and better, and then of course at A5 you're gonna get a lower cooldown as well. But another thing I would recommend, a lot of people do, and people tend to, I know it's a lot of work and a lot of grinding in Abyssal Exploration, but you have to grind Abyssal Exploration, because the amount of stuff you'll get from the ability board for not only Aphrodite, but also Harmonia as well, is insane. Aphrodite in itself will get a massive cooldown reduction at the 5th ability board in the 2nd page. 20% reduction to the assist skill, and along with that, the assist skill cooldown time is reduced by 20% as well. So basically, you're effectively looking at 80 seconds. 20% of that is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, if my math is not wrong, that's 16 seconds you're losing out on, which is insane. It's ridiculously good. So I think it's worth going for this, honestly, and trying to go for it. Of course, it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be a lot of investment and a lot of grinding and stuff like that, but it will be worth it, in my personal opinion. It will absolutely be worth it. What mission did I clear here now? Oh, remaking battle items, of course. Now let's go into score attack really quickly, and then we'll obviously take a look at, of course, once again, I think we'll go into test of strength to show you guys how Harmonia works. But I think the way you want to go with Harmonia, in all honesty, in a high difficulty content especially, is you probably want to use your 2nd skill to debuff the enemy. You want to use your ultimate to basically just absolutely trash the enemy as well. And then you want to go from there. I mean, like, look at this. And her range is also pretty good. Remember that she's a ranged unit as well, so she's able to take advantage of things like insane things like, you know, just being able to absolutely make sure that you're from a far away distance and still being able to get a victory in. All right, there we go. All right, now one thing I want to do is actually show you guys the advantage of Harmonia. Now I'm using Haruhime here because in theory you should be able to do this. Now take a look at Harmonia's normal attack damage and see how fast everybody's skills go up. Look at that. Haruhime's ultimate is already ready. Usually it takes me way longer than that to get Haruhime's ult ready. So seeing Haruhime's ult ready that quickly is unbelievable, nearly, to be honest. It's ridiculously super fast, and that's where I feel like Harmonia has a little bit of speed in her, in a way, you know. She's able to generate a lot of speed, and okay, that was a lot of damage there. And I know I have of course the field up, but like, it's ridiculous. Also, I'm just not using anything there, but yeah, it's crazy, man. Harmonia is really good in that sense, and I think you're gonna use her normal attack a lot more than you think, of course. Like, generally, if you're charging up ults and stuff, you're probably gonna use it way more. Wow, that was... okay, I wasn't expecting that from Belle, to be honest. That is insane. That is insane. But yeah, and we haven't even used Aphrodite yet for the extra damage, by the way, as well. I mean, we don't really need it for score attack, so we're not really gonna pay too much attention there. But yeah, I mean, like, honestly, for the familiar event that's coming up where you need a damage increase thing, or you need a lot of damage, yeah, you probably want to go, you have to go for Harmonia at that point, kind of thing, if you want to do really well. Yeah, because otherwise you're not going to do exceptionally well. You'll do okay-ish, but not insane. Not insane. Alright, let's just charge up our ults and stuff and get this out of the way. There we go. It's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. Let's use our Aphrodite here as well to just help us a little bit in terms of damage. Alright, let's do this. I was missing there a couple of times, I will admit. I was doing really poorly there, but I think we'll be fine. Yeah, this is ridiculous. There we go. We're done with the fight. Absolutely brilliant. It's crazy, man. It's unbelievable how strong these guys are. It's insane. Also, we managed to get the ultimate in the right spot with Belle there. I don't know what to do here now. I'm just waiting for Big Boy to spawn in again. I think it's every 20 seconds, I want to say. Yeah, I was about to say it's every 20 seconds or 15 seconds. Something like that, I think it is. I want to see if I can get a better score here, technically. I don't think I can. I don't think I can, because I'm pretty sure I've done all I can for this fight. Let's see. Alright, is he going to spawn in? I think it's every 15 seconds, so I think we'll get one more spawn in and then we're going to have to stop there. But we'll go into test the strength again. We're going to check it out there. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to give Belle a new battle item as well, because I didn't, you know, strip him of the Berserker ring, of course. So we'll give him a new battle item as well, and then we'll see how it goes, of course. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get a better score, because it at a point it becomes kind of like an auto scroller effectively, because you're just waiting for the enemies to spawn in and stuff. All you can do is just beat them as fast as possible, I suppose, right? And I think that's the thing you need to do. It's a new record. Yeah, 50 more points there easily. Damn. There you go. There you guys go. Now, one thing I want to do in a future video is I want to see Harmonia's DPS capabilities in a type neutral situation. I think that is also going to be very telling as to how she's going to perform and stuff like that. I think that's going to be very, very significant as well. But obviously, I want to go up against somebody actually, you know, strong in that sense. I think we could go up against one of the story bosses. We might try that out, actually. We'll see how we can do against one of the story bosses. Maybe we can go into, the Sword of Retoria double Minotaur fight. Could be a tasty trial. Could be a tasty trial there. We'll try that out next, I think. We'll try that out next. Alright, let's do this as well, and then we'll just do this. Just to make sure we've got this going for us. I'm gonna try and get the ults up faster now. There we go. Do this. Use Harmonia's ult as well. There we go. Let's drop the ult on Bell. There we go. I mean, yeah, we're just getting so much performance there, man. It's crazy. It's nuts. Alright, we'll use Harhime here as well. Use her Hermes to help us get a little bit more there. Alright, there we go. Alright, I completely forgot to give Bell his additional weapon and stuff, but that's okay. Alright, let's drop this on him. Yeah, also, by the way, again, I'm going to reiterate, if you guys didn't know, Harmonia, or sorry, not Harmonia, Hermes' special actually also still applies, by the way, to if you don't have her on the field as well, nonetheless. So just keep that in mind. I think we might be able to get a faster run here. Man, if I had a higher Awakening Bell, this would be so quick, I'd imagine, especially with Harmonia. Oh god, I got stunned. I didn't even know you could stun him. Or he could stun us, I should say. There we go. Alright, let's try and place the field down again. But yeah, effectively what you want to do is normal attack, debuff, debuff, and then you want to basically switch out. Effectively, that's the idea here, basically. It's very simple, I feel. And it's not that complicated, to be honest. I don't think so, at least. It shouldn't be that complicated if you are well versed with how the game works and the switch in, switch out system is. It's pretty straightforward in the grand scheme of things. We'll use Hermes here just to kind of get that ability going. And then we'll do this so that basically we can get the burn effect going and we can deal more damage there. There we go. Come on. Yeah, half damage already at such a high level. There we go. Come on, beautiful stuff. I just have to make sure I don't get out of the field there. I don't want to get out of my field. Don't let me leave. Don't let me leave. Alright, we can just drop this now on his head. Okay. And there we go. Beautiful stuff. I think that's my fastest run as well now. So I think that's a 2-minute run. Sub 2-minute run, which is really good. Because I think my original time was like 2 minutes or something. Yeah, I managed to go faster by like 20 seconds, which is not bad at all. Again, that's really, really good. Now, I want to actually trial them out in a, like I said, a non-type advantage situation. Because obviously a lot of players may be trying to, you know, potentially clear the story for the very first time and stuff. And of course, while I know you guys probably don't have what I have and stuff like that, of course, right? But I want to just see if, you know, my units are capable enough to beat a type disadvantage unit. And also it's a good way for us to also check out how Harmonia will fare in a type neutral situation. Not type disadvantage, but type neutral situation. So these enemies are fire, which actually, no, we're in a type disadvantage situation actually now. I forgot that we're in a type... Huh? Okay, I was expecting damage, but not this much damage. I'm not gonna lie. Also, let me just check how the this is. 1 second. Okay, I'm stuck in the corner now, unfortunately. It's fine. We're gonna just take advantage and see how. Okay, the rate at which we're getting the this back is slow, but it's fine. Okay, let's switch over to this. I forgot that because it's type disadvantage, it's gonna be a lot slower, the recovery of the ultimates. But Bell is capable of holding his own in a type disadvantage scenario, clearly. There we go. Wow. I'm very impressed that we managed to get a break there, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very impressed with Bell in itself, to be honest. Although I'm gonna have to heal here. I'm gonna have to heal here. I'm gonna have to run away. Sorry. Alright, let me heal up here. Eek, eek. Okay, you know what? I know I was expecting it to be a little bit challenging, but I forgot that this is type disadvantage. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, still, I'm very impressed with this. Actually, one second. How will I do fair here? Okay, I'm not able to generate my this really quickly there. Nah. Okay, maybe we'll go against a enemy that's not a type advantage to us. I think I can still do it, but I'd have to be a little bit more careful. I'd probably want to take Harmonia's ult over Haruhime's ult, I think. Technically, initially, I feel like at least. But, yeah. Ooh. Should I even try this? Surely not. Okay, I'm gonna give this as a one shot. I want to just see how this works, because we've really not tried it, and I know a lot of people struggle with Antares, especially without Artemis, right? Forget doing the all purple clear. I feel like some people even struggle with just clearing it in the first place. I want to see how this goes. This is a type neutral scenario, so this is going to be a perfect example of us seeing how well we fare in a very just generic situation. So let's just do this. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna debuff the enemy and see how we fare here. I mean, the ultimate generation is not bad at all, I feel. So what if I do this now? Let's see. Let's use Afro here. We're gonna get a bit of a boost there for a bit. I'm gonna try and avoid this if possible. Alright. I'm gonna try and stick to this side if possible. Oh, for fuck's sakes, really? There's no reason for that, mate. There's no reason for that. Let's do this. I want to see how much damage Bell can do here. Okay. I was expecting a little bit of damage, but not that much damage. Can I break the shield twice in a row? No shot. I'm very impressed, I'm not gonna lie. I might have to bring Earth Bell and see how he does here with Harmonia and stuff. I think this is a lot of it is down to Harmonia, I will admit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think this is just Bell, by the way. I think this is Harmonia as well, being just insane, by the way, as well. Mind you. Like, don't get me wrong. I have to give plaudits to Bell, of course, where I can. But I can't give plaudits to... There we go. 1 second. I gotta run out wide here. Let me just do this. 1 second. Let's do this. Use Haruhime's ult here. Use this. Yeah, no, the damage is ridiculous, I must admit. it's insane. It's genuinely insane. You know what? I'm very impressed there. I am very impressed. That was such an easy clear. Bro, imagine if he was purple. Imagine if all of these units were purple. Even without Haruhime, I think we would have been fine, man. It's insane, dog. It's insane. Not necessarily what I was expecting to see there. But again, again, it's not really the thing we want to do in this stage. We want to get, of course, a full purple clear. Unfortunately, that is where the tricky part is that doing it with a purple set of units, it's not feasible right now, I feel. Or is it? Okay, I'm not going to make this video too long. But obviously I can't do it with multiple purple units anyways, unfortunately. Actually, no, never mind. I keep forgetting that we need a full team, like 6 units purple, not just 2 units purple or 4 units purple. I was thinking I could do 4 units purple in Harmonia. That doesn't work, unfortunately. That doesn't work. Damn. I was thinking about it. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think of Harmonia and Aphrodite. It ended up becoming a bit of a Bell showcase as well with Harmonia, but that's the idea, man. Those 2 units together go insane. But let me know what you guys think, of course, right? Hopefully I guess it could help you guys out in some way, shape, or form. Like I said, invest in the ability board. It's gonna be absolutely worth it. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a good day, afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you may be. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.